So I wonder what Kurt does every month now that he's not coming to these meetings. All that extra spare time.
Got an extra 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. He's up watching, right?
He's billing somebody.
I think he's watching us on TV.
Watching YouTube or on TV. He's starting to meet her earlier.
He's starting to do
All right, let's call this meeting of the Board of Public Works Tuesday, April 10th, 7:30 a.m. to order. Roll call, please.
John Beatmeyer,
Here.
Mike Radicek,
Here.
Brad Mitchell,
Here.
Steve Richardson, Steve Struberg,
Here.
Jeff Moheski, Josh Brinker, Steve Sullentrup, Greg Scornia, Susan Waterman.
Stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all, and welcome to our visitors today. If you had a chance to look at the minutes, we'll take comments, questions, motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Brad, seconded by Steve. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes approved. Thank you. Let's see. No priority items listed.
Nope.
Nothing there, so we'll move on to wastewater.
Under wastewater? There's nothing really in wastewater. Everything is going good. We're working with engineering to figure out a way to mix our sludge with dirt so we can go back to using it as daily cover or using it to do some other stuff out at the landfill. We'll get that figured out in-house, so just let you guys know. We are working on getting pricing for an air scrubber down at the treatment plant. That will encompass the influent wet well and the grit separating wet well to hopefully eliminate almost all the odor that we can down there with that. It's going to replace the temporary that's now been there, I guess, 4 years now, scrubber that we built over the top of that, which has worked real well. It is in the budget. It's a budgeted item, so we're working on that. Other than that, the system's been doing good, so we've been very lucky. Lift stations we're always working on, but that's just the nature of the beast, and it's just maintenance stuff. But,
All right.
so wastewater's doing well.
Any other questions? Moving on to water.
Okay.
Water items. Crestview, update.
Yes, water's a little different. We've got some things going on there. Crestview Water Tower. I don't know if anybody's been by there lately. It looks like a war zone. It's just the way it is. The guys have done the best they can. The workers up there have done the best they can to keep everything contained to the site. However, the rains of the earlier weeks has caused some rutting issues and some issues that they've had to deal with. They will, before they pull out, that will all be straightened up and cleaned up, so we won't have to worry about that. But right now, if you go by and look at it, it looks like a war zone. Equipment sitting all over the place, but they're doing a good job. The other thing about it is, and this is the reason why we have so many gentlemen in the meeting today, is we've had some external issues with the Crestview Water Tower. When the guys started working on the water tower, there was a entity that came into town and felt that they wasn't doing their job the way they were supposed to, and requested a bunch of information from the city and also called the health department on McGuire Iron and also the OSHA on McGuire Iron. So with that, the OSHA people came out. What had happened was the worker was up on top of the tank grinding a little 1-inch by 6-inch section off the top of the tank to be able to weld the brackets under that hold the stanchions or whatever they call them that come out to keep the canopy up. So somebody drove through town from out of town and took pictures, sent it to the health department apparently. So the lead abatement division came out and shut that part of the work down. They also called OSHA. They came out, they interviewed, John and I were on site for all of it. They interviewed all the workers that were on site, tested all their equipment. OSHA found came up with no findings to issue any concerns. So OSHA was fine with it. However, the health department felt that McGuire Iron had violated the lead abatement requirements, so we shut the job down. for that part of it. The guys kept on working that were inside of the tank, changing the pipe, and everything's been proceeding forward. However, in that, we also found out that through the request for information that we received, that McGuire Iron subcontractor, and Jackie Jackson is here with McGuire Iron, and Mike Farnsworth? Farnsworth is here with McGuire Iron to answer any other questions. I'm trying to explain it, and then they can step in at any time. And Al Collier with Donahue is here. So what we did find out, and it was something that we could have requested at any time, but we had no reason to request it, that McGuire Iron's subcontractor, which is OJ Coatings out of Texas, which is a very good company, was not certified in the state of Missouri for lead abatement. They're certified, I think, all over the rest of the country for lead abatement, but just not in the state of Missouri. So that kind of put a stop to things. However, McGuire Iron and OJ got together, and they have immediately got their employees immediately certified to work in the state of Missouri. So it's not a problem. What I wanted to have you let you guys know is, in case you heard something out in the public that there was a big issue with the water tower, that's what the issue is. It's really not an issue. It was just some things that were brought up that we had to give information out, and so we had to ask them, so it was just a chain reaction. So if you got any questions with these guys, or if you guys would like to come up and explain anything more in depth, that's where we're at with the Crestview Water
Are
Tower.
we good with all the
Yes, sir.
agencies now?
Yes.
And they're certified now, right?
Yes, all the guys are certified now. We're just waiting for certificates, which they are getting to us so that we can have that record on file. But yes, they are all certified, so we can proceed forward at any time we want, which they are proceeding forward, so it's not an issue, put it that way.
We'll have those certificates, and that's there too.
Yeah.
I would just add that this, as far as the certifications go, I mean, it's the contractor's responsibility to make sure that they have all certifications and licenses required by the state of Missouri to do lead abatement. So it's not something that the city would have specifically asked for. It's just a requirement of the contract. So it's just like any other OSHA 10 card, whatever it is. I mean, I don't go around and pulling cards off people. We have the ability to, but we don't ever do that. So it's a license that they're required to do. And to their defense, they did jump right on and get those licenses in place. Yeah. So the agencies that were in town, like I said, it's just that there was a follow-up with a concern from an outside source, and we worked pretty close with them to get it all taken care of. Kevin and I made a decision to shut down anything to do with the paint, with the lead-based paint. We were allowed to move forward with doing the fill-in tank and everything else inside. So I don't believe any abatement was actually done with the grinding, and I think OSHA has not sent a report to us because there was no need to. But I think that they would agree with that assessment that abatement did not start at that time. So I don't think there's a violation or anything here. It's just a little bump in the road that they need to get their licenses and things in place.
Good.
So.
And they do currently.
Yeah,
But it's information I felt that you guys
Good.
should know.
yeah.
Wouldn't want
Thanks
you
for
to
the update, because
be blindsided out there and something come
I
up.
don't know what you'll hear. All right.
But as for the water tower, it is, the best I can tell, and talking to Jose, the supervisor on site, they are on schedule, and they're hoping to be done a little ahead of schedule. So, I mean, that's their goal, and so.
Good.
But if you guys would like to come up and say anything else, if you have anything else that you'd like to add to it, that's fine. I just wanted to, or if you guys have any questions for them, I just wanted to make sure that
I
we
have
had
no questions.
all the
Any
bases
questions?
covered, so.
Keep in mind, when the abatement does begin, it will be totally contaminated, or contained, I'm sorry, not contaminated. Non-contaminated.
Scratch that last word.
So there should be no issues with it. I mean, we don't anticipate any problems with the lead abatement of paint, so.
And also with that, on that with what John said, the containment will stay up through the painting too. They plan on, as long as weather allows, they plan on leaving the containment up. Once they put it up, it's going to stay up until the tank is painted. So we will see a tank looking like it is now, containment, and then when containment comes down, we'll see a new painted tank.
That's good.
So that's their plan as of right now. So
That should also help with any overspray or anything.
yeah,
could occur.
anything that could affect anything else. So.
Right.
Project's actually going really good. I think it's going real good. Not like I said, other than it just looking rough right now, but that's something that can't be helped. So.
Just quickly, Mike Farnsworth, Director of Operations for McGuire Iron. The guys are going and they've stayed on the inside. They're blasted and primed in there. They're 90% done with that interior, so they've kept that work going. as we went through and got everybody certified, we were off-site for 3 days while we did that. And now we're ready to go forward. I think you'll see pretty amazing results. These guys, once that containment goes up, if weather permitting, 5 to 6 days of blasting, and they'll be done with that part of it.
Yeah.
And we'll be on to coating. So the project's going really well. We'll leave you a great site when we're done and a really good-looking tank. So we just wanted to, thanks for offering us the opportunity to be here and let you know that everything's going right on schedule, and we'll keep on rolling.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, Kevin, you want to talk about well maintenance agreements?
Yes, this is something that I've been trying to get into the budget for the last several years. I finally got it in this year. What this is this is a proposal to have a well drilling company, which are the experts of the well side of things, to come in and do an annual inspection on all of our wells. What that entails is they'll come in, they check all the electrical, they actually check the electrical going down to the motor, they check the motor, they do what they call ohms testing on it, which tells the efficiency of the motor, if it's starting to go out, if it's operating okay, if it's all in good shape. And they check the whole building to make sure that all the electrical is as far as like the starters and the relays and everything are all working the way they're supposed to. If any of them are starting to fail or anything, they can address that or let us know so that we can address it. Things like that. More than not that my guys aren't really good at going in and checking the wells during the day, making sure they're running and all that other stuff. This would be like going to the doctor and having a checkup every year. We do that ourselves to go get a checkup. This is what this is basically a well checkup. What this will also do is this spec requires a sonic flow test on one well per year, and what that is, they actually bring in a sonic device that they strap to the well. They actually, when it runs, it gets the flow out of the well, and then it checks to see if the meter that we've got is accurate enough. If it's still accurate or not, if it's starting to fail. So it gives us a better idea of what we've actually got coming out of the well, more than just looking at that meter every day and thinking it's where it's supposed to be. They will do in this agreement. They will do what they call a drawdown test. A drawdown test is how it determines how much water we actually have in the aquifer over our wellheads. It takes specialized equipment to do that, a very powerful air compressor, because you actually have to blow all the water out. There's a 1/4-inch air line that goes down to the top of the well, to the motor. It actually has to blow all that water out of it, and then they do a drawdown. What a drawdown is the wells, the way they work, I'll give you a little 101 on wells here real quick. Wells, when they operate, when it's off, the water level in the aquifer is what they call static. So it's just sitting there above the well. When the well kicks on, it draws the water down, which is what they call a cone of influence. It actually draws the water down out of the aquifer towards the motor head. And if you're not careful, when that well, if the water's too low and that drawdown is too close to the well, it'll actually cativate the well, cause it to go out, and then cause other issues. So that's part of this too, is to do a yearly drawdown, which lets us know where we're at in the aquifer as far as our water table goes. If we need to drop our wells a little bit lower, then hey, we got an issue with this one, we need to give it the DNR and see if we can get them approval to drop our well, things like that. So it's basically a very in-depth analytical check of the wells.
And they'll do this about once a year?
It would be once a year, yeah. And I do have, it is budgeted. It's around from what I've gotten in rough ballpark numbers for budgeting is about $250 a well, which isn't a bad thing to have, to know where we're standing at the end of the year.
That's it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you need a motion to go forward?
Yeah, just a motion to move forward, to proceed with going out for bid.
So rough costing is $250 a well per year?
Per year, you have 9 wells.
No other charges? I mean, I know you don't know
Well,
for sure yet.
there could be, if they find something wrong, there could be additional charges, but that would
Right.
be addressed at that time. This is
Just the actual
this is the actual
description of the
inspection,
maintenance of it.
Yes.
I'd second.
So the motion is to move forward by the staff to put this out for bids.
Put it out for bid, yes.
Mike and Steve, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, Kevin, Move ahead.
All right, moving on, moving on.
plan, yeah,
We have a
thank you.
pay request from Donahue. Now, that came as a supplement to the agenda because we received it on Friday afternoon, right after the budget, after the packet had gone out. I like to try and stay on top of these. I didn't want to let it float for another month. So it should have been sitting at the table when you guys came in. It's for 960, where put my glasses?
961.97.
97. It is for Al doing submittal checks on everything that's going on with the water tower. I think he's been doing a good job with it. Anytime I've had a question, he's responded immediately. There hasn't been any issues, so I'm suggesting that we pay that.
Motion.
Second.
Brad and Mike, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Pay the bill, $961.97, approved. That gets us about halfway there on that contract.
Plenty there yet to finish it up, so everything will be all
Yeah.
right on that.
Okay, McGuire,
McGuire Iron and Steel, okay, this is their first pay request. It is for the work that has been done, and it has been done, I've verified it. It is for the mobilization and demobilization, which they have everything on site, and of course they'll pull it out. And then it is also for the steel pipe, which was the replacement pipe for the inlet and outlet pipe. That is installed, completed. I looked at it, our inspector looked at it, and it's all put in correctly, no leaks. We worked with them a few days to get a couple little small leaks that they had done before they, and then they, once they got that done, they wrapped it with insulation, which is a requirement. It looks real good. They did a really good job on that. And then the other request is for the interior sandblasting. Like Mike said, they're 90% done now. At the time of the request, they were 56% done, 56.8. So they are moving along real well. The guys are doing a good job up there. It looks rough, but they're doing a good job. I go up there about every day and meet with Jose, the superintendent on site. Everything is moving along real well. So
what's the expected date for the project?
the contract date is, oh boy, May 15th.
May 15th.
But they are looking at getting it done sooner than that. They're wanting to be done by the end of the month.
Right.
If everything works out, that's what they're shooting for. I do know that once they get the sand blasting done, talking to Jose, they're going to have 8 to 10 people inside that canopy painting. So
Wow.
and it's all going to be rolled painting. So they literally use rollers to paint it. So they're going to work as hard as they can to get this done. I'm sure part of it is because they want to be away from the minor issues that have been
Sure, get
plaguing
out of
the
there.
project. So.
A lot of rollers and buckets and
Buckets
ropes,
and,
huh?
yep. So that's their plan now. You know, we know how plans
You say
go.
a one coater?
It's a one coat top finish, but there'll actually be 3 coats. It's a 3 coat process with a top coat finish coat. So there's a zinc
All
base.
3 are rolled.
Yeah, all 3 are rolled. Yes.
All right, we have a bill for $180,405 to McGuire Iron, recommended by staff. Motion to pay.
Motion.
Motion by Brad, second by Mike. All in favor, aye. Aye. Any opposed? We will pay that bill for $180,405. All right, where are we at? Anything from board member to bring up? Anything from Kevin?
Other than that, everything's going good. I've had a few water main breaks. Just normal stuff, holes in pipes breaking around the pipe, just normal earth movement and old pipes. But other than that, everything's going good.
I would say that we need another person sitting over on the right side of the table here as a liaison member to this board. So if we have any suggestions, let me know, and I'll talk to Mayor Sandy and see if we can get something going.
Was there
It's always nice to have a couple
any
people.
names left from the last go-around?
I'm sorry.
Were there any names left from the last go-around?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm sure there was. We can,
Yeah, I'll have to follow up then.
Follow up and
I'll
do
follow up with what we had talked to Sandy about and see
Yeah.
what we got.
yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Or
Steve's lonely over there, you know.
if you don't, Sully's not here today.
Yeah, Sully's not
I
here
think there was
today.
like
What are we gonna
three
do?
At least that,
I think it was 3
3 or 4, yeah, so that should be good.
If there's no other, no old business, no other discussion, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion by Steve,
Second.
second by Brad. All in favor?
Aye.
Adjourned. Next meeting, Tuesday, May 8th, 7:30, same place. Sign the bills.
Takes a little bit of time, like, yeah,
Thank you all.